My name is Taylor, and this is my story. So I grew up in a Christian home and went to church throughout my life. In 8th grade, I was confirmed into the church, went to public high school, graduated, and when I was starting to graduate, my senior year, starting to decide where to go to college, I was also a swimmer. Did swim meets, swam in high school, and so going to college, I knew that I needed to have a coach that was willing to work with me. Being visually impaired, that can sometimes be difficult to find. He started asking questions that really didn't even have to do with swimming. He was asking questions like, how do you get around campus? I answered everything and thought that was a little strange and didn't hear from him for a while. So then I heard from the coach. He basically sent me an email saying, thank you for your interest in the College of Worcester swimming and diving program, but we can't find a spot for you on our team right now because your times aren't as fast as our swimmers. I didn't really know what to do, and I prayed a lot. I ended up going to Malone and had a great experience there. Everyone was just so welcoming and stuff, and I don't know if I would have gotten that at the College of Worcester. Overall, it definitely was where I was meant to be at Malone, and I still do have connections there. Started out at Malone as a Spanish major. Sophomore year, going into my junior year, I changed my major. I took Intro to Community Public Health and Intro to Social Work, and I ended up graduating with a social work major. Now I actually work as a social worker in the community here. Back when I was like a freshman or sophomore at Malone, I was getting services through Opportunities for Ohio Disabilities, and I took this test, and it was like to see what you should study or what your career path should be, and it was like a 6-hour test. When I went to meet with the Bureau of Vocational Rehabilitation counselor, he basically told me that I should be in the helping profession, like counseling or social work. And I remember that moment, I just started to cry because that was not what I was going to study, and I was going to study Spanish, and I had everything planned out. And now look what I'm doing, I'm in the helping profession. I'm actually still able to use the Spanish in my current job sometimes. Being visually impaired, a lot of times in life, people have asked me if it's okay to pray for me, and a lot of times I just think, oh, they're going to pray for my health or my well-being or different things like that, and they will pray for me to be healed, and sometimes they'll be like, oh, can you see? And I'm like, no. And so I do believe that healing can happen, and I know that I've heard a lot of stories of people witnessing that, and I always think, that's awesome when it does. People always tell me that I'm so inspiring, and I don't love that because I just live my life, and that's not my goal to be inspiring. But if someone is able to gain something from the way that I live through Christ, then I think that that's important, and I just live my life. And like I said, I think God knows that I'm okay with being blind, and if He's able to kind of use that for others to gain something, then that's okay with me. But for me, it's kind of cool because the first face that I will ever see is the face of God and Jesus when I get to heaven. My name is Taylor, but Jesus Christ is my story.